Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special quarantine content episode edition of Sneak Attack. My name is Reed. I'm the host and person talking to you right now. To all around me, we have everyone go at once.
Kelsey.
Dan.
Mike. Josh.
Wow, that actually wasn't overlapping each other. That's very sad. So welcome to this special quarantine episode. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We know that things have been a little different lately. Things have been a little tough on everybody, and we're doing our part to be responsible, be safe, be healthy. And so we are recording this episode of Sneak Attack Quarantine Edition remotely. So if you're not watching this video, if you're actually hearing the audio from the podcast feed, you might notice things sound a little different. That's why. But we would rather, as a group, get together and be able to chat with each other and just feel like we're kind of together, despite not being able to actually meet around the table. So, but if you are watching this on YouTube, then you'll be able to see all of us and our expressions, and we can pretend to high five each other, and it'll all be great. So, oh yeah, there it is. Dan and Kelsey did a pretty good job. So,
everybody's high fiving me. I'm so getting high fives from everybody.
And me and
Whose
Mike,
head am I patting
me and
right
Mike are just like, no.
Am I patting someone's head?
No, you're not. At least not on my screen. So,
am I below? Am I raising the roof?
You're at the top left for me, Josh.
This is good audio content. Reed.
Yeah, that's a great.
He's top left for me too.
Oh, perfect. So,
for me three.
Man, maybe Discord finally got their act together and like unified the experience, so we can all know what we're looking at. But
so is everybody over to my right, or is everybody over to my left?
For me, it's all to your right because you're top left.
Okay.
So, anywho, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with a little bit differently than we did last time. So, hey Josh, can you mute your mic when you're not talking? I'm getting a little bit of like feedback into your head. Thank you, buddy. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this a little bit differently than we did last time. We went right into user-submitted questions last time, which we are still going to do, and I'm excited about that because we got some really good clips for you guys this episode. But I wanted to talk a little bit to the group, just, I don't know, in passing. I feel like this is really the only chance we get to see each other and hear each other's voices. So
it's the only time we hang out anymore.
I know, but at the same time, I do want to keep it in the theme of quarantine and everything like that. Ooh. So I have a question.
That's a theme. Quarantine is a theme now.
I mean,
it is.
Quarantine.
It's the quarantine. Thank you, Kelsey.
It's the quarantine.
So I do want to ask because, you know, everyone online, and they think if you're given all this free time in the world, oh my goodness, what could you do with all this free time? You could write a book, you could craft the next great American novel, you could learn ballet.
It's the same thing.
No, some things are nonfiction.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelsey. So I want to know not what you guys have done, because that's unfair. Because right now we're in a pandemic, we're just struggling to stay normal, and there is no judgment in not like learning a new skill. However, what I want to know is if you could learn anything, if suddenly you could just be like, yep, I know this now, no time, well, time lost because we're in a quarantine, but like, you know, all of your other responsibilities were completely ignored, and that's fine. There was nothing wrong with that. What would you choose to teach yourself, and why? Josh, let's start with you.
I know my answer immediately.
I could tell you did.
I'm ready to answer it. I would immediately know how to use Adobe Character Animator, like inside and out. I would know how to build puppets, digital puppets, and I would know how to sync them properly with gestures and animations with audio, and I would use that to then either create a new podcast that's animated, or take audio from Sneak Attack or Titans or something and make little characters of our characters and animate little scenes. Because that would be, if I had all the time in the world, that's exactly what I would do.
Okay. That is not at all what I would do. That's very interesting. So like,
I have a clarification question.
Yeah, fire away.
Is it something that we don't know anything about already, or could it be something that we're refining?
I'll let you, dealer's choice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have unlimited time?
I mean,
Or do we learn it automatically?
Yeah, does it have to be like a realistic thing that we learn?
Yeah,
Not
don't-
like,
Why not?
I
Yeah,
learn
like, do we
all
still
the
have
Chinese
kids
language.
in this reality, or we?
don't be like I'd choose to build a spaceship and like go to the moon because yeah, I mean, like, and Mike's very upset, but like it has to be realistic in that it could be accomplished, but not necessarily like. If it's like I would love to learn French or Chinese, learning Chinese is like a 1 year journey. I mean, minimum, and that's like really hard, like daily exercises. So, so that's fine. Like I don't care if you want to say learn Chinese, even though it's only been 2 months instead of a year. But let's make it realistic in that if you actually had the time, you could do it.
How much time though?
Whatever time, a reasonable amount of time.
Clarifying question.
Oh my gosh, this is turning out to be a disaster.
Well, Josh said he could learn a whole program, and I'm wondering how long.
I mean, that's
does that
not-
take
do that in
to
a
Josh?
week. If I had a week, and
You
I
could
didn't
do
have
it
any
in a
other
week. I'll give you
responsibilities.
$30 if you could do that in a week.
That's not unrealistic to learn software, though. I don't feel like.
No, I don't think Josh could do it in a week.
I could do it in a week if I had nothing, no other responsibilities.
To the level that you explained it, no, sir.
Yes, I
No.
promise you, I could.
False.
Okay, Kelsey.
I still limited by the inhibitions that I have when not in quarantine or
I'll let
every day of my life.
again. I'll let you decide on that. Like, I don't want to think like I don't want you to put limits on yourself in this fictional scenario.
Okay, it is fictional. Got it. Yes. Good
Because
point.
I am now looking at my schedule to figure out where I could maybe have. A
he's
week
like
without-
$30. Let's go.
Josh, you don't
That's a
have
win-win.
a spare money
$30.
in your life,
No, not yet.
and I
Yeah.
don't think $30 is worth it.
Well, it's
I
not
don't
for
know.
$30, Kelsey. It's to prove a point.
And $30.
That's worth more than money.
It's worth more than money. It's worth more than making a point is worth more than $30.
When I do it, I'm not even going to take the $30.
That's right. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna throw it away.
I'm gonna animate me taking it and ripping it up.
That will be the first animation. Is I'll be eating it.
I'll be big mad if you did that.
All right, Kelsey, what do you got?
I'm still thinking.
Okay, Dan, what do you
Come
got?
back to me.
I would like to learn to play the guitar well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why the guitar?
Well, I have one.
Okay.
It's already there.
But I would. Yeah, it's right back there.
What kind of
Oh,
guitar is
back
it?
there.
It's a Yamaha. I got it like a month or so ago.
Because
So
you're gonna learn how to play guitar.
Yeah, I just fiddle around on it every now and then. I like teach myself a few chords and then mess around. But I would like to actually like know what I'm doing.
I don't think there's any better terminology more proper than fiddling with a guitar.
Huh.
It's like a fiddle.
guitars
It's a
and
stringed
fiddles,
instrument.
yeah, aren't the same thing, but fiddles.
Oh, so it'd be fiddling with a fiddle. That would be the proper.
Yeah,
Fiddling with a violin
Yeah.
would be
'Cause
really funny.
a fiddle's not a real instrument. It's a violin, and it's the way you play it that makes it a fiddle. Like that's the style.
What?
Yeah. So
You
I'm
play it on a roof.
Wait, what?
I'm,
So it
I'm
becomes a different instrument because you play it differently.
it's like I don't know. It's not. It doesn't become a different instrument. It's just like fiddle. Like fiddling is a style of playing the violin. I think my wife plays violin, and we've had discussions
I
about
forgot
this.
about this.
Yeah, we've had many discussions about the differences between playing a violin or playing a fiddle. And she says a fiddle is a violin. It's just like playing. It's like almost like a genre of music, but it's like just how you play it. And
Okay.
it's like it's like ragtime on a piano. You know, it's like it's still a piano, but it's clearly something else. It's very strange. So I think like if, I know there's a couple like hardcore music people out there who are listening to this and probably pulling their hair out and redding their Twitter thumbs, and so you don't at me at that on that stuff, but I'm pretty sure, unless my wife is a liar, that's how it works.
Dan, when you get good at guitar, you can do all the soundtracks for my cartoon.
Well, there you go.
You guys got
Why
your
not?
own little like Atticus Ross, Trent Reznor situation going on.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't know any of those names, but yeah.
Well,
Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch.
Yeah, Tom
a
Sawyer.
real To Kill a Mockingbird going on.
It's pronounced tequila. right, Mike, what do you got?
Do you want me to go, Mike? Do you need more time?
Yes, save me.
Okay. I decided that I would like to, enjoy to be good at gardening.
Oh, that's such a good one.
That is a good answer.
Thank you. I hate it
Yeah.
so much, but I wish I didn't.
Flower gardening or edible gardening?
Both.
Either?
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
have
more
an
of a
edible
flower-
garden.
More of a flower girl.
Josh,
I
take
really
notes.
don't enjoy vegetables that much. But I hate manual labor.
So are you the type of person like that takes pride in your lawn?
No, I wish I did. I do not.
Yeah. I take pride in my lawn, but that's about it. Like,
I take pride in nothing else.
yeah, I mean,
just
yeah,
my lawn.
I my son, secondary. My personal accomplishments,
Lawn number one.
number one. Lawn number one, baby.
Number one law in North America.
Oh no.
Danny said
That was Josh who said that, by the way, for those of you just listening. Very racist, Josh. Couldn't believe you did that.
Sorry, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, man, you take a step back and you look at your well-manicured lawn and you go, man, this feels good. But literally beyond, like, any step beyond that, any amount of effort beyond just making my lawn looks good, like, planting flowers, for example, or, like, pruning bushes, just, like, adding that next level. Landscaping, big thumbs down for me.
Manscaping, am I right?
So, Mike, do you have...
On that note,
I think
would
we all
like
know
to
the future
learn-
of Danny's Instagram.
No, the framing on Danny's Instagram just keeps getting lower and lower. Started out with the forehead, now it's in the chest. Eventually, TOS, man, TOS.
It's a thirst trap. Oh man, I don't know. Man, guys, just
It doesn't have to be like a super like complicated or even like a profoundly.
don't worry, I'm not going for that.
Any multiplayer video games like competitive that you'd want to get really good at?
No, Josh.
You're
I'm
like,
not
I'm
13.
already good at all the games I
And
want to be
I'm
good at.
really good at those. I would like to learn how to drive and then obtain a motorcycle.
Oh.
By obtain, do you mean steal it from someone?
Yes, because then I know how to drive it.
Method of procurement is irrelevant. Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be sweet, but I don't have the time to learn how to drive one, and I don't want to buy one. So if I had the
Sure.
time,
I mean, what kind of motorcycle are we talking here? Like,
classic, like a classic, black on black Harley Davidson, like a real cruiser. We're not getting crazy with the
Okay.
like crotch rocket.
right? That was my question. Is like, are you upright or are you laying flat?
No. We're cruising.
With chaps?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Nice.
Just chaps.
A vest.
we're doing shorts and tennis shoes. I really want to burn my legs.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh.
I know some people who love motorcycle riding so much that they will give a motorcycle away for free with the understanding that once the person they give it to gets hooked on driving motorcycles and gets themselves a better motorcycle that's theirs, they have to give that one away. They can't sell it.
Can I ask why you haven't introduced Mike to these people?
That
They're
sounds
in a
like
gang.
that's a bad friend move.
They're in a gang.
They're in
They're in
prison
a
for
gang.
doing that.
Yeah, they're called
Money.
Hell's Angels.
It's called money laundering.
You're right. Like Josh knows any people in a motorcycle gang.
Oh, there's this story that came out in our hometown recently because obviously everyone's staying at home or should be staying at home, and there's this little boy who's turning 3 years old, and his mom said that he's just obsessed with motorcycles. And this person actually lives like not too far away from me, just one neighborhood over. And so she put out on Facebook just a simple, like, Lincoln Facebook group request, like, hey, my son is super into motorcycles, but of course we can't like go see them, or like there's no shows, like car shows or motorcycle shows right now. Would it be possible for anybody, if anyone has a motorcycle and lives in this area, like around this time, could you just like drive by? We just like, he would love to see him like out his window. And
Just let it rip.
and 150 motorcyclists showed up, like just on parade through this kid's neighborhood. He was just like the happiest kid in the world. Just stood at like hands at the glass, like looking out his window for an hour as these motorcycles like rode by and waved at the kid and like revved their engines and stuff. It was super cool.
Was the kid?
I'd call the cop.
The kid was Mike. It was all a ruse.
It's a whole, like, I feel like motorcycle riding is like a whole culture of its own.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something
Would
they
you be ready,
take very
Mike, to
seriously.
step into that world.
Oh, for sure.
I have
Towing it a little bit. You just
Yeah,
slowly
for
become more and more.
I'm like the perfect audience for the motorcycle. I can get like the Iraqi freedom hat and get a nice like, veterans only riding with like a skull and
Yeah.
like American Eagle, stuff. I got the full arm tat. Like,
That's it.
Shave everything but the handlebar mustache.
oh, for sure.
I mean, I gotta
I'm
be
there. I just
honest.
need-
You're selling me on this. I'm ready for it. I want to see it.
when you hear me coming to your house and I'm ripping that engine, you're gonna be like that little boy, and you're gonna salute.
Mike, $30 if you can get it. If you can get that.
Let's have a race.
That's hilarious. For me, I would like to learn a new language. Actually, I wanted to try and learn a new language this year, anyways. But-
Duolingo.
yeah, like I feel like Rosetta Stone is the more like concentrated one. Duolingo is just like when you have time, if you're cool with it, but also will harass you if you don't show up. But Rosetta Stone is like, that's what actual like astronauts use to train, and like ambassadors and people that do it for a living. I figured that course is probably a little more targeted and specific. I wanted to learn Spanish, but I'd be cool learning another language too. I feel because I was actually, a little bit of humble brag here.
Okay, here we go.
I was actually very I did really well in Spanish in high school. Dan can attest to this.
True.
And I won an award.
Oh yeah.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
Bueno,
Delicioso.
baño, por favor.
Delicioso.
No, it's so for real. Yeah, I won an award, but like, and I enjoyed it very much. But it's not all lost. Like, it's one of those things where if I hear it, I can like track a little bit, like with what someone's saying. But if someone says, "How do you say this?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, shut up."
Isn't
And
that como se llama?
Komatama, what's your name?
Is that what's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. I did Spanish too, but I forgot almost all of it.
Yeah.
I did Spanish too. Uno, dos, tres.
And stop at dos two, and yeah. So that's what I would do. I think it's a good skill set to have. Be a well-rounded human being. I would also like to learn Korean just to troll Dan. That's later in life.
Mada.
Reed, what was your name in Spanish class?
Oscar.
What is that?
It's Oscar. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Dan.
I was Culebra, which is cobra.
She lets your Spanish teacher
We
let
weren't
you
allowed
use
to
fake
have names
names.
like that.
Guys, my Spanish teacher was crazy.
You two went to a Christian school. He wasn't from Missouri.
Yeah.
Like a madman. Yeah. He would bust out his guitar at random moments and start singing, and he was not good at either, but he would do it. And he wasn't Spanish. Just to be clear, this guy was 100% Missourian, and
You just bust out the mariachi.
would just start, but no one was into it.
Dan's Spanish name was Diego, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
It's one of the reasons I love Community so much.
Yeah, I feel like a white Spanish teacher from Missouri reminds me of Senior Chang, and where he just starts insulting everyone in Spanish. He's like, Abed es feo, you are ugly.
Yeah,
That
it's great.
that
I love that it came to Netflix.
Oh, dude, so
Community.
good. Yeah, like I've had so many conversations about Community because it went to Netflix, but I've been like evangelizing this show since 2009, and everyone's been like, yeah, it's fine. But now that it's actually accessible to people, people are texting me being like, holy crap, this show is so good. Let's ignore the 4th season, and also the 6th season goes super off the rails. But the first 3 seasons are amazing, and I go, yeah.
And there's rumors about a movie spreading around.
Yeah, Joe Russo said like, hey, or Anthony Russo, one of the two, one of the guys. He said it's almost like a sure thing. It's just a matter of when, not if. Which,
The
It's
full
actually-
cast is coming back for a table read,
Yeah.
including
It's-
Donald Glover.
what
it's,
episode are they table reading, or is it the movie they're table
I don't
reading?
know. I just saw Ken Jeong liked an announcement tweet about it.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen anything.
Him and Joel McHale started a podcast called
Yeah,
the
Darkest
the
Timeline.
Darkest Timeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's vaguely about Community as much as this is vaguely about D&D. So
That is actually that spawned from Office Ladies.
yeah, yep. I heard the same thing. As they're like, hey, Office Ladies is a very like very strict, structured. We're gonna do this. We're staying on topic. And Darkest Timeline is like, hey, we're also on a show, and we'll
Yeah.
reference the show. That's as far as it goes.
Well, Ken Jeong was on Office Ladies for the episode about where Michael goes to improv class.
All
'cause he's
right.
in
Yeah.
Michael's improv class. And
What did
when
he
they
tell
were
you?
recording
He-
the episode, Joel McHale,
He told me he had a gun, but he couldn't say it.
So Joel McHale was in the recording studio when the 3 of them were recording the podcast, and he was like messing with them and all that stuff. So they brought him in, and then they were talking about how much fun they had doing circuits together because Community and The Office were big at the same time.
Mhm.
And they were like, you two should do the dark version of Office Ladies since you guys hate each other and we're best friends. It just makes sense. And then that's how it came.
That's
to be.
awesome. Also,
Yeah.
speaking of podcasts that people should be interested in that are relatively new, because Darkest Timeline is relatively new, Roger Deakins just started a podcast on filmmaking.
Ooh.
And if you don't know who Roger Deakins is, he's like widely considered to be the greatest cinematographer currently living, maybe of all time, pioneered visual cinema. Super great. And he put out, like, he and his brother and one other person are making a podcast just like going through the whole gamut of filmmaking, from lighting to blocking to, I mean, I've listened, there's 5 episodes out, I think. I've listened to the first one. It's super engaging if you're into like the nitty gritty nuts and bolts of
What's it
movie
called?
making.
So just type in
If you just type in Roger Deakins, it's on Spotify. That's where I listen to it. I'm sure it's on like Apple Podcasts and all that stuff too. So, but yeah, if you're into filmmaking from like the nitty gritty side, like I am, super interesting, and you guys should check it out because he deserves love and attention. Okay, so that was fun. Thank you guys. I like I said, I don't want to just be like, all right, let's press play and then like let's respond to things. I wanted to have a conversation with you guys because I feel like it's been a while, and I want to make sure that we're still being friends, you know what I mean? Because I like you guys. So we are going to pivot a little bit to the portion of the episode where we do like listen to fan submissions. So when I say fan submissions, I do actually mean these are clips from episodes that you guys have submitted. There's a Google form, which there'll be a link in the description of this episode, either under the YouTube video, like in that area, or in the like actual podcast description. There'll be a link to the Google form where you can go and enter which episode you want us to check out, a timestamp for the part of the episode that you specifically want us to talk about, and then why you think it's worth, like why you want us to talk about, what further information you want to know about it. And so if you don't put the episode number or the timestamp, sorry, I'm not gonna go hunting for it because we have 200 and some odd episodes, and most of them are an hour long each. So that's lots of math and lots of time I'm not gonna go do that. So anyways, actual episode number, actual timestamp, and then let us know why you want us to listen to it or expand on it further. And we have like over 100 submissions. We will never get through them all. Thank you guys.
Wow.
You guys have been going crazy on that. So if there's something specific you want us to talk about, please go there. It's still active, still live, and we love hearing from you guys, and we love hearing what like what episodes are interesting or what parts of Sneak Attack lore are interesting to you guys. So without further ado, Dan, why don't you fire away and we'll listen to the first clip.
All right, here we go.
I knew a man of isolation. I watched his transformation. I met him in the forest of Vanwood. He was a gnome from the Evergrove, wandering across the globe. Thus began the tale of Sherwood.
All right, man, that's a real song. Yeah,
We all burst into tears.
that's a real song, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that was submitted from Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. And specifically, what Jessica wanted to know was like, what was the reaction at the table? You know, the first, and like, what was it like the first time each of us heard it? Because myself, Josh, and Kelsey obviously heard it before everyone else, but Mike and Dan heard it for the first time at the table as it happened in the episode. So
It was next level.
Yeah.
Like how produced it is. It was just like whoa. And I didn't know Kels had a voice.
Yeah, that was a weird experience. A weird good one. I was like, what are we doing? Why are we playing something? And then the song started and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I think I shed a tear at the end. I might have been crying. I don't
He
know.
was tearing
Okay,
up.
Josh was all right. Well,
We filmed it. I'm pretty sure I have the footage of you tearing up somewhere in a hard drive.
Just so we remember that you're not as hard as you pretend you are.
oh, I'm so hard on the podcast.
motorcycles and arm
Especially
tats,
with my
guys.
motorcycle. Yeah, it's like, come on,
Just
guys.
don't write a song about his dead character.
Don't tell the gang that I'm going to be in that I cried to that with my motorcycle. Yeah, I don't know. I think when I look back at that, I think it's just cool. Just obviously Kelsey taking charge and like feeling motivated and kind of inspired to do a song. I just felt really humbled and like honored to be a part of something like that. And that song has lasted like a really long time. I mean, I think that's like one of like our top moments. I would say for me, that's a top moment. Maybe the top moment for me, just because it just was a really cool culmination to a lot of different things. And I had nothing to do with it. So that was kind of cool. So it was just like, I don't know, something really cool and unique that was happening outside the podcast that I got to enjoy for the first time at the table. So that was just kind of cool in that spot.
It was like, to me, you know, D&D is so accessible to anybody. You know, anyone can hop in and play. The rules are available to almost everybody for free. It's so widely known and recognized that to have a podcast where you play D&D is like, okay, that's interesting. You know, like, why would I listen to a show where people play D&D? You know what I mean? Because I can just play D&D myself, and I get that as a creator and as a DM, I totally get that. And so this was the moment for me where I was like, oh, we're a show. You know what I mean? Like, we're like a legit thing. And it was just like, it was that next level of like, oh, this is why people would listen to this show, because you will never get this out of just like a group of friends at a table. That was like next level elevation of the show, like our storytelling as a group, everything. It was just like poof, next level for all of it. What about you, Josh? Like, what do you remember from that process?
I remember Kels having the idea and sitting down with our buddy Jordan Hicks, who is a really gifted musician, and so that's Jordan playing the guitar in there, and then our buddy Platt is actually, I think, am I right, Kels? He the one that recorded it, and
Yeah, we recorded as a department.
and produced it. And so I'm always blown away by the talented people that are just around us and are so gung ho about like jumping in and doing fun stuff like that. So yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And to me, it showcases what like because it's like the whole like we're still friends hanging out at the table. I don't think ever left. But yeah, it's one of those things like we would never have seen a moment like that if we weren't producing it as a podcast.
Right.
Like it gave room for something so cool like that. Like we had the story that backed it up, the consistency of creating content, and just the nature of having an audience that I feel like, and then the access to awesome people and the gumption of my wife to go, I'm gonna write a song. Like,
which you don't hear stuff like that out of me very often.
No, but it made sense for you like at the time, right? Because you like were like, this feels right as my character.
And I just got out of school, so I had free time.
That's right. It was the summer. Yeah,
it was like the first couple weeks of summer that Jordan and I met. The other thing that I want to mention about Jordan is Jordan listened to the podcast.
So does Platt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but like Jordan and I sat down and wrote it in a day. But it was true collaboration because he knew Sherwood, he knew the story, he knew everything that had happened. So it was really like fun to crank out.
That's so cool because like you say that of like Jordan writing it as helping you write it and do the music as a fan. So it's almost like this collaboration of, you know, the producer, like the creator, along with fan art. You know what I mean? It's this fun little like melding of the two. It's like, it's almost like official podcast fan art, but it's also 100% integrated within the story and creative output of the show proper, which is super interesting. Yeah, like, gosh, Josh was dead on the money. We have so many talented people within our direct circle of like people we know in real life who are fans of the show and fans of D&D, and we're just like, yes, we would love to do this because we love what you guys are doing, and it's a cool project to work on, and to be blessed with that level of access, I think is stupid for 5 people living in the middle of Nebraska. It's ridiculous. Legitimately, I know you like that's like a top 3 moment like of all my D&D playing, like, period for me. That's
same.
And when Kelsey came to me, the very first thing she said is, "Hey, I've got this idea, but I need a guitar in game." That was like how she pitched it.
Yeah.
That was how she pitched it. I said, "Okay, cool." Like at that point, the idea was still very liquid. It was just like not quite sure how it would develop, but she just knew that she needed a guitar. I said, okay, cool. So the fact that you went to that store and got a guitar or a guitar, I forget what we called, like that would,
right.
That whole interaction was just to get you a guitar. And even like several episodes after that, you were like, I'm still like practicing my guitar. I go off in the woods for a bit and like try and like figure a few things out. That was all leading up to the song reveal. Like that seed was planted a long time ago. I love that, by the way. That's one of my favorite things.
It's one of those moments that like listeners will go, "Hey, like friends, you have to see this moment." Like there's like I can count on like one hand those kind of moments where I'm like, I can remember people saying like, "This is what made me start telling other people to come and listen to this thing."
Yeah,
and very much that was one of those moments where it's like whether you know the story or not, this gal on this show plays a bard and she literally just made a song. Yeah. Like something really cool.
Yeah, it does. It's reminiscent of like, you know, those water cooler moments with your favorite TV shows where you're like, oh, you're not watching Breaking Bad? You have to watch Breaking Bad. Like the best episode just happened, blah, blah, blah. And like, how are you not watching this show? It was that kind of moment where you're like,
Community paintball episode.
Right. It was like, holy crap. They did a full war homage episode in a 22-minute series, and how are you not watching this? Holy crap, they did a fully produced song in a random open world storytelling D&D campaign. How are you not listening to this? You know, it was that moment, which is so cool to be a part of. Okay, thank you, Jessica, for that question. I love seeing that one come in, and I'm not surprised it didn't take long in the Google form submissions for that question to pop up. So thank you for being the first to ask. Dano, let's go to the next one.
All right. What's going on, Arlen? Did you do this?
No, Grayek, I did not do this, and I don't know how many times I can tell you it's Arlen. There's no D at the end. Just, and he kind of like holds his head in his hand. Just never mind.
Just call him Greg.
No, Grayek, I did not do this. This has been a very sad day for me, and I imagine this is a little bit of a sad day for you, I hope.
Where's Tegan?
Why do you want to know? Are you aligned with him?
No, just curious.
We were
He looks at you, Greg,
when
and
he was leading the resistance.
he kind of starts laughing to himself. He goes, leading the resistance. That's what he's been telling you?
Aye, you had your purple goons going all around. Last time I saw you, Arlen,
He winces.
you were leading an army of thugs that were chaining everyone in High Rock.
Greg. Tegan is a prince of the apocalypse.
All right. Can we also just say how much I miss the Grayek voice? I never thought I would say I miss the Grayek voice,
Same.
but man, I really do.
Same. Also, I'm almost dead certain I still refer to him as Arland.
You did earlier.
That's not Josh playing a character. That's just Josh being Josh.
I don't think it's died down. Yeah, it locked into my brain.
The worst with names.
That was from Smash Bear, by the way. Thank you, Smash Bear. And specifically, what Smash wanted to know was, did I know that Arlen was going to be good? Like when did I decide he was going to be the good guy, or like at least not the bad guy? You know what I mean? Because the whole lead up was everyone thought that he was the bad guy, especially with his early dealings with Thalen before the time jump, and then what you guys saw at a distance outside High Rock after the time jump. It was all meant to imply that he's the bad guy, and that Tegan was helpful, and then whoop whoop, all that switcheroo. It was to answer your question, Smash. I did not know from the very beginning that Arlen was going to be helpful, like it was going to be a bait and switch. I thought I think I've told this story before where I was like, I was very, very sick. I had a very high fever, and I was up in the middle of the night sweating on my couch. And I kind of like put those pieces together. Like I just arranged them in the right order. And then I just like feverishly wrote down on my phone, like that process of like, wait, no, Arlen's not the bad guy. He's the good guy. Tegan's the bad guy, and blah, blah, blah. And then I tried to connect all the loose threads that I thought were still like a little unfrayed, and to try and like smooth that out. But no, it wasn't always the plan from the beginning. But Smash also specifically wanted to know what your guys' reaction was when you found out that Tegan is Prince of the Apocalypse and Arlen is actually just kind of like a dude, I would say not perfect, just motivated by his own self-interest, not necessarily something nefarious.
I was so convinced that Arlen was a main bad guy that I think when that reveal happened, I didn't know whether to believe it 100% or not.
And to set some context for that conversation, that conversation happens as the first time you guys go back to the old abandoned Pineapple Gang hideout where the Resistance was hiding out. You guys go there for the first time after the time jump, I'm pretty sure, and all of the Resistance is dead. Like all their bodies are like piled in the center, and that's where we discover Uncle Linus is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wasn't after the time jump, though.
I mean, it was, but right,
it was, but like because
The resistance was after the time jump.
yeah, because like the resistance was this is after we came back from
The plane?
like we had come back to Norwich after going to the Elf Island for the first time.
Oh, okay.
This is when we've come back, because if I remember correctly, our first encounter with Arlen was he was the wizard, right?
Right.
And so we encountered him before time jump in like a hall with
Right. That's when you guys first met Thalen. He was like her right hand.
Yes. And then we did the time jump, and Sherwood and I encountered him with a bunch of the Princes of the Apocalypse, right?
Well, the purple guards, yeah, like
Purple Guard guys, yeah. And then that's why we were convinced he was kind of one of the big bads. And then when we came back to Norwich to hook up with the resistance, which we had believed Tegan was leading, that's when we found Arlen there and all the dead bodies.
Right. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the correct series of events. Because if I'm not mistaken, too, that's when both Brenna and Grayek had that like heart-to-heart with Tegan as he was questioning his, like, at the time it felt like he was questioning his leadership ability, but in reality he was questioning his own like mettle to go forward with betraying people. And so it wasn't like, can I do this as a leader? It was, do I have the evil in me to do what's being asked of me? And
Spoiler alert, he did.
But you guys didn't know that at the time. You just thought like, oh, he's wavering, but it wasn't about that. At that point, I did know that Tegan was the bad guy.
I don't think Grayek ever believed in him.
No, for sure not.
Like, if I remember correctly, like legitimately Grayek like threatening him after everyone else had kind of come around and being like, "You can't be a good guy. You're a bad guy."
Yeah.
So I don't think Grayek was surprised that Tegan was a villain in the end.
Yeah. So
angry, but not surprised.
It was really fun living through my baggage and having to like deal with my real life baggage as an educator when you spend so much time investing in a person and then they turn out to be a doo-doo head.
He called you a doo-doo head.
Got him.
I want that moment. I don't know what we talk about, but I want that moment.
Yeah, what episode is that? Where Sherwood?
It was a Halloween episode.
Yeah, it's a Halloween episode.
Yeah. I'm not going with her. She called me a doo-doo head.
What?
That was. I'm pretty sure. Brenna found a note or something, and it's and Sherwood's like, "What does it say?" And Brenna says, "It says you're a doo-doo head." And then they're like, "All right, come on, guys, let's go do this thing." And you're like, "I don't want to do it. It said I'm a doo-doo head."
That's right, the sleepaway camp.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I love that Halloween episode so much. Oh my gosh, I think that's in my top 3.
So great.
That it's funny because online there's a huge contingency of people who like swear by that episode too. I remember in the time being like, it was goofy and wacky and fun to do, but at the same, like I didn't feel like it would resonate nearly as much as it did. But apparently, like, there is a huge dedicated fandom to that episode in particular, because someone on the Discord, which by the way, if you're not a member of the Discord, in this off season, like while we're not producing weekly episodes, you should hop on the Discord. It's the unofficial official Sneak Attack podcast Discord that is run by fans, but has we fully support it, condone it, let them do their thing because they're awesome people. So anyone can hop in and join if you want to join and talk about the show with people who are very passionate about it. You can hop in there. If you're a patron, you get special access so we can communicate that way as well. So go check it out. There'll be a link to the Discord in the description of this episode or in the links under the video on YouTube. So go check that out. But yeah, lots of people on Discord are huge fans of that episode and very much surprised me.
I remember editing it and finding the that sound effects from, is it Saw?
It's Halloween.
Halloween. Oh, that's right. Okay, it was perfect. I remember using that sound effect.
Yeah,
several times.
And it's our opening theme song was like a wolf howling before it all
What was it? What animal did Mike turn into and then knocked down?
It was the shadow bear, wasn't it?
House? Was it the shadow bear?
I think so.
No, the shadow bear is at the end of the episode, but he turned into an animal and knocked down the front of that poor
Fitstan.
Yeah.
Fitstan's house.
His house. Yeah, he knocked it down.
I thought it was Grayek who tried to bust the door down and the whole house collapsed, but the door stayed upright because he rolled a nat 20 on his strength.
That's what it was.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, so it's just Fitstand behind the doors, the entire house collapses behind him, and
but that's where we got the shadow bear, was from that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that villain would have been a great villain to see back. It was so interesting, but we destroyed him.
Oh, Orlanx the Eternal?
Yeah, dude, like it was only in one episode of the entire show.
Yeah, not well. He was eternal up until that point. You just didn't know that.
I will. I was always wary of puzzles from that episode forward.
Mhm.
Anytime it was me and Mike with a puzzle, I was like, "We're not going to get it."
I look behind the painting. That was my favorite.
I thought it was a painting on the wall. I didn't realize it was like removable,
Like a tapestry. Yeah.
I love the mannequin that they equipped and it came to life. That was awesome.
Right. It was equipped with items they gave it. So like if you wanted to, it could have been a terrible enemy, but they gave it like all their best gear. It's like, all right, I put my armor on, I give him my sword, I give it all this stuff, and then he comes to life. He's like, oh no, this monster that I have created.
Frankenstein.
Gosh, guys, I was such a good DM back then. What happened?
The good old times.
You mess with your plans too much. You burned,
Okay, I don't know if you can actually see the files, Dan. We're like at 50 minutes right now, or maybe a little less than that. But there's one I definitely want to get to.
I've got them numbered on my end.
Oh, perfect. Let's do number 4.
Number 4. All right, here goes.
So, Sherwood, as you collect all this stuff, you turn around, you see this like really large goblet, kind of freestanding, and inside is this water that looks kind of clear, but also kind of murky.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it started out maybe like really, really clear, and then while you're staring at it, a drop of something falls from the ceiling and lands in the goblet, and the water turns a little bit more black, and you can see that the drop that fell in was kind of black and
Greg.
Am I out of the tunnel yet?
Yeah, you find this, you find
me my
this
armor.
crystal.
I like hand it over to him. The water is.
I don it.
I don't like things, shadowy things dropping from the ceiling.
We look up.
Yeah, it looks like a rock formation.
I
but
done
there's
it.
got to be some gaps or cracks up there to where something's seeping through.
So
Josh, I don it. Nice. I don this armor.
He
Stand
argued
back,
so
folks.
hard for all of Volume 1. He just the stupidest stuff.
I think I had recently learned how like the terms were don and doth for that. And I really wanted to say doth, but I didn't have an opportunity, so I just said don, which is the non-cool one. So
but at the same time, it takes like 10 minutes to don your armor. I just picture you like tossing it on the ground and jumping in it. Like that's just not how it works. They're not snow pants.
video game, you pick it up and then it's on.
Yeah,
just move it over into your inventory.
Yeah, you need like 6 guys to help you secure it in a quick fashion. But
All right, done.
He's got that quick release armor.
yeah, that one was
fish people.
That was the fish people. That one was submitted by Connolly. Thank you, Connolly. So specifically, what Connolly wanted to know was what was with the bowl. What on earth was this goblet for? And is Drapadanks real? That's what everyone wants to know. For all 3-4 years, is Drapadanks real? Well, I'll start with the bowl with the
Got a
goblet.
Twitter feed.
Does Drapadanks have their own Twitter?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not surprised. There's also a Death Marrow's Reign Twitter and all sorts of fun fan accounts, and a Fake Greyek Twitter, which is that was one of the earliest parody accounts and was forever my favorite because it was just him saying just like very obvious dwarf things.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like burgers, and I'm like I like hamburgers and Coca-Cola, and I'm like
Got him. That's true. That's what he would say. He would say that.
He's retconning Greg.
Oh man, it was so great. So let's start with the bowl. So if I'm not mistaken, the kind of like the archpriest of the fish people, he is the one who communes directly with Drapadanks. Because everyone else had to walk in backwards. You can't look at Drapadanks.
yeah.
But he was the archpriest, so he could actually commune with this god. And the reason why he kind of turned crazy and started a cult under the mountain is because he was drinking from this goblet that was being distilled by the black goopy poison that Malamet had like spread over the world. So that black goop was the same black goop that Malamet caused, the same black goop that Grey got infected with.
Sherwood got infected with that rose up from the ground in the final climactic battle of Volume 1. That's all like it was dripping into that goblet, and the archpriest, whose name I forget off the top of my head, he saw this thing dripping and thought it was more significant than it was, because the fish people, I'm going to blow everyone's mind here if you didn't know this already, they're actually the Kuo-toa. That they're just a D&D creature, very, very common D&D creature. And the trait about the Kuo-toa is they create gods for themselves. And oftentimes they're out of nothing at all. They're totally arbitrary, totally not based on any sort of grand event. It's just like, hey, here's 3 sticks tied together. A deity must have done this. And so what was happening is this archpriest saw the black goop dripping from his cave ceiling, thought it was, because again, the Kuo-toa didn't know anything outside of their cave existed. So they thought it was like a gift from a god from outside their world. And so he was drinking from this goblet that was poisoning his mind. And so after that, again, I'm going to shock a lot of people here, but he invented Drapadanx. My son is very loud. Drapadanx is not real at all. 100% fabricated, 100% fictional.
I don't believe it. No.
Whoa.
And
non-believer over here, guys.
Yeah.
So as being poisoned from this disease, he fabricated Drapadanx, turned himself into like kind of like the god of the mortals, because everyone treated him as if he had direct access to Drapadanx, and yeah. So when
I didn't realize that was like lore friendly with the Kuo-toa.
Yeah, that's actually in the book.
Awesome.
They that part of their lore and D&D world is they create gods. They're very gullible. And so when Sherwood shows up and turns into a bear, all of a sudden the worldview gets turned entirely upside down.
That's right. He became another god or something.
Yeah. Then there were 2 rival gods, and what we never saw was that
Greg could never impress him enough.
What we never saw happen between the beginning and the end is the contingency of Drapadanx followers were eventually overtaken by the contingency of Shadow Bear or like Sherwood Bear followers, and that's why when the ground opened and started attacking Valisar, they had all the banners of the bear god. that had been their deity for all those years after that.
Love it.
Sherwood is the real MVP, guys.
I was a distant god to them. I feel bad. I didn't.
Hey, I mean,
Wow.
I think honestly you did better than Sylvana. She pieced out for like 1,200 years.
That's true. I was working on
may not
things.
be real, but Sherwood is.
Yeah, they got to come out of the cave.
That's it.
I mean, what is a god anyway?
I mean,
there are books about this, Kelsey, called I think Deities and Deva or something, and like one of the editions of D&D. So
I'm not talking about D&D. That was a deep question, Josh.
Yeah. That's actually the entire theme of all of Volume 2 is what does it mean to be a god?
Is Chip a god?
I mean, are we all gods?
Is anybody else just immediately
Is
going to the
Kanye.
soundtrack from El Dorado? It's good to be a god when you've got the people's mind.
No, keep going.
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
What?
It's a great movie.
Road to El Dorado.
Road to El Dorado. What did I call it?
You just said El Dorado, but I know what you
You
meant.
said Dorado.
You said Dodge Durango. So,
Elton John, baby.
okay, let's do. There's 2 really good ones left that I want. Okay, we might go a little bit long, but let's do number 5, Dan.
All right.
What big things to know? Big things to know. Do you remember Arlen Brampton?
Yeah, the
Yes.
nautical exchange guy.
Don't trust that guy.
Okay.
Never did.
Yeah.
You don't trust anybody. She actually says that to him.
I look at Brenna and I say, for good reason.
So, it turns out that Arlen was double dealing, so to speak. He was a rogue agent.
Mm.
He operated with a secret intelligence society tasked with the return of Valasar. They call themselves the Knights of Vassal. All right. So specifically, that's the part I wanted to point out, and I think that's the point that Spencer wanted to point out too. Thank you, Spencer. And we played these a little out of order because that happened before you learned that Tegan was lying to you. So that was Tegan you guys were talking to, by the way. He was telling you that Arlen was a bad guy, but of course Tegan was the bad guy.
Nice.
Got him.
Everybody's bad.
Yeah, but Spencer Costello asked that question, but specifically wanting to know what on earth are the Knights of Vassal? Because I don't think they're literally ever mentioned again for the rest of the podcast, and I that is me trying too hard to spin a really complex weave of like political intrigue, and eventually I just
episode wanting it a little bit, like you're gonna get into the trade negotiations.
No,
not that in the weeds.
He's making a Knights of Ren.
Specifically, what I was trying to do is almost treat it like a mafia scenario, because there are, within a mafia of any kind, there are always smaller pockets of like mini organizations that ultimately like are part of a larger hierarchy of leadership or organization. So I'd always planned on the Pineapple Gang. The Pineapple Gang was working for the princes. They were just like a group of people that had pledged their allegiance to the princes. And I mean, even look at Lord of the Rings. The Saruman's army, or Sauron's army at the end, wasn't just orcs. It was people from the south and other people who just thought, you know what, this guy's gonna win, so I'm gonna hitch my horse to this caravan. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just like an army he raised up. So the plan was that the Princes of the Apocalypse had recruited all of these factions and individuals and groups that got on board with what they were trying to promote. And so the Pineapple Gang was one of them. They're terrible at what they did, but they were one of them. The Knights of Vassal were going to be another contingency of people that had their own agenda, similar to the doppelgangers and the shapeshifters. They had their own agenda throughout all this as well. But they were just going to be another group who sided with the princes, but had a specific goal in mind. And after a while, I just realized they're all the same thing. The Pineapple Gang, the princes, they're all this. They're just the princes. They're the bad guys. I'm overcomplicating this process of explaining who the bad guys are or what their motivation is. I don't need to go that deep. And so I think when I first wrote the Knights, the plan was Arlen's involvement was what I was pitching was Arlen's involvement was much more financial driven rather than power, because Arlen's whole thing was just influence. He wanted to control things, not necessarily be king of the planet, but he just wanted to have his hand in everything. And so I think that was more the idea, is he could oversee legislation or move things around to help his shipping lanes and all that stuff just get fast tracked. So he was in it for his own personal reasons and decided to side with the prince. But again, it just became too messy, and so I just cut out all the middleman, said, all right, these guys, princes, that's what that is. And that's why you never saw the Knights again. It just became too much.
Any chance we'll see a space version of the Knights of Basal in Volume 2?
It's I've thrown enough antagonists at you guys that you guys don't really care about, so I think we're just going to stick with those for the time being. See if maybe one of them sticks. If not, who knows? They could make a comeback. So
we got to start killing them.
That's right. Thank you, Spencer, for that question. I appreciate that very much. Let's do one more question. Let's do number 6, Dan.
All right.
You're probably a half a galaxy away from the Herthy system, just in a vacant pocket of space.
T? Did you mess with anything on the ship?
I am offended. I make one mistake, but Ethan messes up constantly. Lucky gets drunk, but I'm the one that gets blamed when we end up in the middle of nowhere.
Correct. You got us lost for a month. Next to a sun. It was very hot.
I needed some vitamin D. That is not a crime.
So, That's one of my favorite little like just throwaway interactions. By the way,
Is that improv?
yes, that's specifically the question. That came from Snow Red, Laura, I believe. Thank you, Snow, for that submission. They specifically wanted to know how much of Sneak Attack is based on backstory versus how much is made up on the spot. And so I think that's a really interesting like dynamic to walk when you're doing collaborative storytelling, and like how much of that feeds into the larger story as a whole. So I'm gonna kind of let Kelsey and Mike take this one because this was their interaction, and I can say for sure, definitely not part of any larger backstory.
No, I just think I was really feeling it that night, and I wanted to RP as hard as Mike RPs, and he picked up what I threw down. He said yes and that's really the law of improv: is you never say no, you always say yes and I really think Danny and Josh could learn a lot from us.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes,
Exactly.
and exactly.
So like at what point, if ever, has throughout the course of all of Sneak Attack, has something like a throwaway line like that worked its way back into like a larger aspect, either of your character or maybe the storyline as a whole or anything like that? Has there ever been a moment that happened seemingly at random that ended up playing a larger part for any of your characters?
The Rube Goldberg machine.
That was a throwaway?
Yeah. I was just like, what would she be doing? She'd be building a Rube Goldberg machine.
Vaping. I did not intend for that to be part of my character at all on any level.
It is part of the class though. You do specifically get like
It was like a vape incense, right?
Right.
It was like
right.
and so I don't know that I realized that. I just you said the words vape, and I thought, oh, I'm vaping, and so I then turned that into like a key part of my character, and the whole vape niche kind of joke.
Sure.
And now it's so lucky, like it's
also one of my favorite things that we got that email from that company that wanted to start their own vape store. It was like, hey, where do you guys get your supplies from? And where, like, what's the best way to get started? Vaping? What the heck? That was one of my favorite things to ever. I mean, that and the obviously the Sneak Attack, like Ethan Cole thing, because turns out that
Ethan Cole on YouTube.
My whole character is built on a joke.
Right, well, I mean, that's always been the case.
Well, this is true.
This one,
Like,
even
all my
more.
characters are basically a product of whatever's happening in the moment and how crazy I can get.
Really?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, there is this. I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but it's just I don't understand it. There's this YouTube channel. They're not called Sneak Attack, but they have
a
this
very successful YouTube channel.
I mean, they get hundreds of thousands of views per video. I don't know.
Way more views than us.
Yeah, they're the prime Sneak Attack. So, but they have this series on their channel called like they're the Sneak Attack Gang or Sneak Attack Crew or something like that. And I don't know why they call themselves that. I mean, it's probably the same reason we do. It's just it's a phrase, and they're kids. So please, if you're listening to this, don't go brigading them.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love.
Yeah.
Legitimately, we have no beef with them at all. But there are these two kids as part of this gang. They're like the leaders
Nerf gun.
Their names are Ethan and Cole. Like those are two first names of two children. And so I got this email. It was like, hey, I really love your show, and it sounded very legit for the first couple sentences, and then it was like, I would love to get some Ethan and Cole dog tags or something like that if you would ever sell them. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? And it was such a mystery to us for so long. I sent it to the group because I thought it was funny. Yeah, I was like, maybe like Mike is. I don't know. Like this. I mean, Danny and Mike are kind of common names. Ethan and Cole are kind of common names, but
we didn't really say our real names that often back then.
No. And so I shared it with the group, and we all laughed, and that was just kind of it for a long time. We had no idea what they were referencing until like months later. We find I forget who it was, Josh probably, that found
I don't remember
this actual channel and we realized this is what that one person was referencing, and so Danny built his whole character off of those kids from that YouTube channel.
I think I found the YouTube channel, and I think Reed, you connected the Ethan Cole. Like I don't think because I don't have the brain to do that, to connect those dots. I just probably thought it was funny one time, and then you actually looked at it and were like, "Oh my gosh, those are the guys."
I couldn't believe it. That to me is one of my favorite, funniest fan interactions. That's not a real fan. It's
they may not know it, but now they got a character basically named after them.
Right.
In Volume 2.
Yeah. It's synergy, guys. Eventually, that we're going to be on their show.
Follow for follow.
Follow back. All right. That's going to do it for this very special quarantine episode number 2. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, cast of Sneak Attack, for taking time out of your day. I know it's difficult carving out an hour or so throughout your lives, especially with everything else going on. So the fact that I can get you all here just makes me happy. I love seeing your faces and hearing your voices, and just it feels like we're together even though we're not together, and it still makes me happy. So appreciate you all very much. Thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy this content. It's a little unique, it's a little different, but it's still just our way of saying thank you for being fans, and we hope that this can be a little reprieve from your normal or what is now your new normal of quarantine life, kind of repetitive or that type of behavior. We want to know that we're thinking about you guys. We hope you're all staying safe. Hope all your families are doing well, and yeah, we just can't wait to be back in the regular routine, regular swing of things. Putting out weekly episodes again. That's what we're all hoping for. So yeah. Again, if you are a patron on patreon.com/sneak, thank you for your support, your continued support of the show and collaborative storytelling. We have a lot of really fun new announcements for our patrons coming up here very shortly before the end of the month. And myself and Mike are working on fun new rewards for the backers as well. So if you are a backer, thank you. If you're not a backer, you can go to patreon.com/sneak. There'll be a link in the description, and go check it out. We think there's a lot of really awesome like behind the scenes or extra bonus engagements opportunities with us, and just other just things to help if you enjoy the show and want to support it. We think there's a lot of stuff here that you will find interesting or engaging. So with that, that's going to do it. Thank you so much. My name is Reed. I'm the host of Sneak Attack. All around me, we got Dan.
Gosh.
Great. Two of you said it. Your names over the top of each other twice. So I appreciate that. That's going to do it. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.